Okay, this is a meeting of the Cemetery Commission. All are present. The date is Monday, June 30th. We're here at 8:20. We have to do a reorganization.
Oh, yes. So after the election, we're supposed to reorganize. So I will make a motion to keep everything the same with you as chairperson, me as vice chair and secretary, and Lee as the treasurer.
I second.
I agree.
Okay. I guess we're all in favor of that one. Okay. So that's good. You can check that off. Treasurer's report.
Okay. I believe we've been mowed 3 times so far.
I believe it.
But we still have $4,339.94. However, the new fiscal year starts this week.
Good.
So we ended up with
A little extra money.
a little extra money, which is not normal. The past 2 years we had to get more money appropriated.
Because we have good crops of poison ivy down there.
Yes, we do.
Really need to address.
Yeah.
I hate to say it,
Right.
but I mean, and I went through this morning just to look because there's a couple graves up on the left-hand side that I can see that there's a good crop growing up the trees.
Yeah.
There's some on the stone wall. There's some by the where the electrical pole is. There's that whole area.
Okay.
Wow.
And you can't just do that on your own either.
Well, I will tell you, I've been clearing a stone wall of poison ivy for the past 3 weeks, and I do about 12 barrels a day.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's there's just so much of it,
Yeah.
and I haven't gotten it yet.
Wow.
Oh, thank goodness. Knock on wood, right?
So
So what happens with that money? Because tomorrow is July 1st. It gets turned back? Is that right?
The town keeps it.
Yeah, right.
The town keeps
goes
it,
back
yeah.
into...
we could ask for it back, I think,
Yeah, it would be
because
good
of
to have for
poison
couple of
ivy
things.
things.
Yeah,
I would like to clear some of that up before it gets like really out of control.
Yeah.
And once it's up in the trees, it'll.
It's prevalent a lot of places this year.
Right.
Yep, it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It is, and it's there's only one way to get rid of it.
Right?
Pull it all up and put it in barrels.
Yeah.
All right.
Secretary's report.
Okay, I don't have much of anything. We did get a little pamphlet here from the Greater Worcester Community Foundation, if anybody wants to look at that. That's really all I have.
Oh yeah. Great. Did you check the mailbox this morning?
I
I
think
did.
Lee did. He grabbed that.
Oh, good. Our secretaries. New business. Identification signage for the 3 larger cemeteries.
All right, so we had talked about that last time, and I did get a quote from Holland Supply Company on the 3 that we had looked at that we liked was the Virginian, the Pennsylvanian, and the Grant.
Right.
So their quote came in a little more expensive than I
Everything is.
thought it would be, so I have the numbers here, but yeah, they were pretty expensive. So the Virginian was 24 by 18. It was $1,875 for the sign only, $213 for the post. The Pennsylvanian was $3,875 sign only, with $453 for the post. So I was like, wow, that's like far different than the little ones he gave me as an example, you know. So, and the grant,
Always.
yeah, the grant was 36 by 14, and that was $1,200 for the sign only, and then $213 for the post. But I decided, because they were so expensive, that I reached out to Adam Verno and I asked him where the highway department gets their signage, you know, for like the streets and whatnot. And so he gave me the contact for traffic signs and safety, and he said like the school department also orders their signs from them for whatever they need, and so, you know, I guess the town uses them. So I reached out to the contact he gave me there, and he gave me a quote. I just kind of explained we wanted basic black and white, like aluminum signs with the name of the cemetery and the year that it was established. And so for a 30 by 30 custom sign, he gave me a quote. Of course, my printer, I guess you have to do this with these 2 pages. So they would be $112.50 each, so much less expensive than these fancy ones, and $75 each for the pole.
Okay.
And he said the poles would be like the same ones that are used throughout town on different signs, so like kind of a
Generic.
yeah, yep. So it's like a green U-channel breakaway post, they call it, but I guess he said that's like pretty much what they use in town. So I said, I guess we'd probably do the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And he said we could work on a design, you know, what we want on it and so forth. But 30 by 30 is actually bigger than the Holland Supply Company signs and, you know, less expensive, not as fancy. Like, I don't think he has like the fancy shapes. It seems like it's just a square.
Yeah, I don't.
So-
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a 30 by 30, yeah. And he said he kind of gave that size just as an example. He said he could go with other sizes. He didn't specifically say, like, you know, what other sizes he has, but
Would they last just as long? I mean, I was wondering what the materials were made out of.
I think his, he said, are aluminum with like a reflective,
Like the stop
Coating.
signs?
yeah, it's like,
Stop
yeah, like, or the parking signs, or like the,
Yeah.
you know, signs that say senior center, drive slow downtown, like, you know, like all those little square signs, I think.
As much as I hate to say this, I think I like the expensive ones a little more.
Yeah, right.
Does that go
It's-
with anybody
it's-
here? I
it's
mean, these
still
are going
an
to last
option.
a long time.
Yeah, right. I just wanted to
How
get
many-
different quotes just so we had,
How many
had
signs are
options.
we?
so
Three.
we're just gonna do 3.
3.
And we wanted them all to be the same, I think, so
Yeah.
whichever we pick, you know, we'd probably wanna do one for each cemetery.
Yep.
Since right now, none of them have signs.
Right.
So, and you're right. I mean, they will last us a while. We won't be buying signs again. So if we did want to go with the more expensive ones,
Yeah.
it's
What
still
do
an
you
option.
think?
Yeah, I agree.
I think they'll last longer. I think they'll look a little better. You
Right.
don't want something that looks like a traffic sign.
Right. That's true. So let's see. So if we want to go back to the Holland Supply quote,
Yep.
let's see.
Good, how are you?
The Pennsylvanian is the most expensive. That's like very expensive. So I would say we should probably either go for the Grant or the Virginian. I don't know how you guys
I mean,
feel
I
about
don't,
that.
as long as
but-
it has a shape, I don't think I mind like what it is.
Yeah.
So
right.
I'm more looking for a little quality than, you know,
Yeah.
the shape doesn't matter. As long as
Right.
it has a nicer shape, it doesn't look like a traffic sign.
Yeah, the Grant is 36 by 14.
That's good size, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, that's in between the
It's
other
like-
two, and
right.
it's the lesser of the 3.
Right. Yeah, that's the 1,200.
Yeah.
Why don't we go with the Grant?
Yeah, we'll go with that one.
Okay. And we'll get one for each cemetery.
Yep.
And then the posts are 213.84.
Right.
Okay.
I guess we'd probably want to go with the post that comes with it
Yep.
because, like, originally we were thinking maybe we could get those locally, but if the local places actually get it from another company, we'll probably just go with what it comes with. That way we know it fits and we don't
Who
have to.
installs them?
That's a good question.
Isn't it?
That we might have to talk to Adam about maybe, or I don't
We
know.
can ask
I don't
him.
know if Highway could do that or if we'd have to hire that out.
I don't know.
But-
We'll have to ask him.
Yeah. So we want to go with the Grant?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The highway did the, they put the flagpole.
Flagpole in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I think they would. They'll probably
I just-
schedule it. Because they filled in the potholes, whatever was down
I
there.
know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's nice. All right. So for the grant. So I'll reach back out to Holland Supply and let them know we'll go with the grant. Do we want to take a vote on it?
Yes.
And also, do we have a particular place we're thinking we can pull that money out of, or would that come out of our regular budget, or?
Well, how
would
much
we
money
work
do we
that?
have in the Worcester County? We have quite a
The
bit in there,
Worcester
don't we?
one, yeah, we
'Cause we just got a
definitely have enough.
24.
Yeah, so
That
we
would cover
definitely-
it.
But we can only use that for Douglas Center, I think. So that can only cover one.
Okay, so that'll
Because I
cover
think that
one.
was their stipulation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep,
so
nope,
we'll still
that's-
have
that's
to cover
correct.
the other two signs out of, another fund. Yeah, but I'll reach out to them and let them know we'd like to get those. So the other thing I was going to mention was on the South Street Cemetery. On the town's website, they call it South Street Cemetery, but when I looked back on remember we said I was going to check the book
Yeah.
that gives, the names of the cemeteries. So it's actually South Douglas Cemetery, which I think would probably be nicer on the sign than South Street, because I think that's kind of just a nickname it
What does
got.
it have in Emerson's book? Do you know? Because it's listed there.
Oh, is it?
So I'm wondering what was
I can
the
look
original
it up.
name?
Yeah, I can look that up because I looked in the vital statistics to 1849.
Yeah.
And in the front, that has the little plate that lists like each cemetery.
Yeah, that might be
So-
the same one.
Yeah, so that one referred to it as South Douglas Cemetery.
So let's call
So-
it the South Douglas Cemetery.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
That sounds good. You like that? I like that.
Yeah.
What's the name of the company that we're getting the sign?
So it's a Holland Supply Company.
Oh,
Yep.
Like the country.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. So we will go with that.
We'll go with that.
I'll reach out to them and get that started.
And then maybe in the future we could do the Little Monroe and the
Yeah.
because we own both of those.
Right.
The little
Yeah.
ones.
It'd be nice for the little ones to have signs too.
Yeah.
Do we want to take a vote on
Yes.
ordering the signs? Okay. So I make a motion to, let me pull up the actual price so that I can make my motion properly. Okay. So I make a motion to order the grant style sign for $1,200.23 each plus a post for $213.84 each. One sign for each of the three cemeteries, Pine Grove, Douglas Center, and South Douglas Cemetery. That's my motion.
I second.
Yep, I approve.
All right, all in favor? All right. And what's this on our list? Oh, okay, so I reached out to Rotus for a quote on the encroaching bushes
Growth.
there. He was really busy and he actually hasn't gotten me the quote yet, so we'll just keep that on our agenda, I guess, or if you guys.
I'm going to ask Full Circle too
Okay.
to come down and look at because they're the ones that put it in.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay. Undo what you did, we're sorry, right?
My husband and I looked at it and I said, "Do you think that you could and I could do that?" And he said, "No."
Right? Yeah, that's gonna
He said this is-
take a bit of effort.
He said, "Poison ivy's one thing, picking bushes are
Right.
another."
Right? Okay, yeah, so if you want to do that, we'll leave that as an agenda item, just carry it forward. So my next thing I put on here was historical cemetery tour. So I was thinking of doing, like, in October, doing an evening tour, like by lantern light of Pine Grove Cemetery, the one.
Mm-hmm. That's
by-
why you were looking for a
Yeah,
lantern.
that was. Yep, you're right. And I
Did you find
I
one?
did find one.
Oh,
Yep, I
good.
got one on Marketplace, and I actually, it was all rusty, and I painted it up, and it
A
looks nice now.
Halloween tour.
Yeah, like sort of like a late October, maybe not on Halloween because
Right.
I don't want to make it too crazy. But I've kind of been writing up like different grave sites we would stop at, like the some of the Civil War veterans are there, like Samuel Sibley, his wife. I had a couple different people that had interesting
Lives.
lives that I thought would be nice to
Yeah.
showcase. So and just
Do
take
we know
people around to different
The
sites.
oldest cemetery, the oldest headstone.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it and where is it?
It's at the top of the hill in the Douglas Center Cemetery. You know how in the middle, if you look right in the middle, there's a hill?
Yeah.
There's a little group of them from the mid-1700s up in there.
Is it a family?
Yes, and I can't remember exactly
Okay.
what their names was, but that's where they are. That's where I think it started.
I know. I
Because the
saw
road
that.
never went that way,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, really?
No, the road came down and went through the inn on the left-hand side in that driveway, up in front of Pryor's house, down by David Metz's house, and then down there. There was no road between the cemetery and the common.
Oh, wow.
That was all one piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Edna Manning didn't like them driving through her driveway.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
She said,
wow.
you gotta move the road. So they did.
Oh, wow.
And the Aldrich Cemetery down on Pine and Vine also has the road driven through it.
Oh.
So there's a piece of it on the left-hand side and there's a piece of it on the right-hand
Oh,
side.
wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the lady bought a piece, that's the one with the lady bought a piece of land. Nobody told her there was
Yeah.
a cemetery on it.
Right.
She had to build her house in the back because the cemetery's in the front.
Wow. Yeah, so I don't know.
Anyway.
I'll keep you posted on that if you guys like that idea, if you're okay
I
with
do,
that.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I'll probably, I'm gonna make like a pamphlet so that, like, when I lead the tour, people can look and visit different sites that are there, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
All right.
I'd like to take that tour.
Okay, sounds good. And, yeah, so that was all I had on that. But I'll keep that on there too.
Yep, keep that on there.
I didn't do anything on the mower contract, but we all said we were kind of going to think about it, like
Yeah.
what we wanted to say for like the height of the grass or the number of times that we wanted it mowed, because it would just give us a little more control over,
Yeah.
how often it's mowed and how much gets spent.
Well, because if they mow it too short, then they're going to lose a lot of the dirt that's up
Yeah.
on there. I worry about the
Right. I do too.
'Cause
And I
I-
know, like, when I looked into, like, historical, I think it was maybe Mass Historics.
Yes.
Suggestions on cemeteries. For most of the older cemeteries, it suggested keeping the grass longer because, like, having lawn really wasn't a thing
It
back
wasn't.
then. So it's more in keeping with, like, the time period. So, I thought maybe leaving the grass a little longer would save us some money, but then of course we still worry about things like ticks and
Yeah.
whatnot, but at least it would give us a measure
There's a
of,
lot. I've never gotten any down in there.
oh, that's good.
Because they travel through deer and other things.
Oh, right.
So I don't think the deer go through there. There's nothing to eat.
There's been a bear walking around down there.
Yeah, right. I've seen him on the Facebook.
I don't worry about him.
Our very
Okay.
own bear, right? Yeah, so I don't have any updates on the mower
Right.
contract, but if we just want to keep thinking about that,
I'm very happy with the one we have,
Yeah.
how they do it.
They could leave it a smidge longer. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not. I hate to be a fuss bag about it, but
right, especially on top of the crypt.
Yeah, I worry about that one, 'cause I don't wanna
it
lose the
kind of
dirt up there.
erodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that had been on the list of things that, they had the recommendations.
from the
Yeah.
Didn't we tell them once to
To
We
leave it a
did.
little high.
Yeah, I
think they
don't.
forget.
I don't know that it's changed much though since we told him that. So maybe he just kind of does it.
Remind 'em.
And, yeah, right. I think last time I tried to call them, their phone number wasn't working though. So I don't know. But anyway, and then the other thing was we have hydrangeas. It's a silly little thing, but we have hydrangeas in Pine Grove, and the flowers grow on this first year's wood. So if you trim them back too soon, you won't get flowers. And he cuts them to the ground every fall, so they never flower. So I was gonna mention that to him next time I talk to him, to just leave those even if they look scraggly, and then let them, get the the new growth,
yeah.
because otherwise they won't bloom. So yeah, just a minor
poison ivy down
thing
there?
from a flower person. There's still some, like especially along the. I haven't checked like the areas around the whole border, but like along the front
There's
border
some.
with Cemetery Street, there's some, and I'm sure there probably is some in the back too, where it's like on the lot lines. Yeah, so still a little bit of poison ivy going on in there.
Yeah, it's a good
Seems
crop of it.
pretty prevalent. So
Yep.
Likes this weather.
yeah, if that's something we could get someone to take care of, maybe I don't know if Full Circle would.
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
The other thing I thought about was, because when I drove through this morning, like where the flagpole is, it would be nice to have, I mean, and this is in the new section, not in the old section, because the old section I don't want decorated, but if somebody could make like a circle, like if the common people, I wonder if they would take that and decide to decorate, like the flagpole, like a flower border around the
A
base.
flower bed, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Do you think that sounds good?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if they'd want to take that on or if we want to take it on, but it would be nice to have
What do you
a
think?
I don't have a green thumb.
a little decoration.
But
What kind of things would we want to put in? Like perennials, annuals?
Yeah.
Something we don't have to go back to do,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
probably a perennial would be
perennials,
better.
definitely
Yeah.
perennials.
I mean, we get that money every year from Lucy Collins, $100. Maybe that could go towards that, and
Yeah.
every year to make it look nice. I don't know. Do
Right.
you want to take it on? Do you want to ask the Common Society to take it on?
So we just want like a ring of flowers around
Yeah.
the flagpole?
Maybe like a little border.
Trying to think what kind of flowers we could put there. Well, I'll
Well,
take
there's
on
always
the project.
daylilies. There's
Yeah.
tons of those around.
I'll look into it.
But you gotta leave a little path to walk in.
Yeah,
there
so
to be
you
able
can
to
put the
right,
flag
so you
up
can pull
and
the
down.
flag up and down. Yeah, I'll
'Cause
take it on.
I-
I'll try to think of a kind
Something.
of flower we can put in there because we probably wouldn't want something super tall, but
Yeah,
just some color.
But something
color.
that you could see that looks
Yeah,
nice, you know.
yeah,
color.
yeah. Let me think about that, and I'll see what I can come up with.
Okay. So that's right. You're the plant lady.
Right. That's right, and we're almost to the end of the season sales, so we'll see. We'll see what we.
And there's a
can
bench
find.
down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what we can do down there. I thought a little something would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no plots there, so
Right.
people
All right.
decorate their own plots. But
Right.
let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that sounds good. I'll put that on my list of things to do. And
Drums for
then-
Sarah.
Yep, that's right. I don't have anything. I got to look through like our minutes to find the rules and regs we had voted on, and then I'm not sure who to contact to update the website. But the website like could really use updating because
Yes.
Yes,
I
it
don't think
could.
it's been updated since like
But you're right.
2018.
Who do you contact? Because I feel like
Yeah.
every time I ask somebody, somebody
They send
refers
me
you to
someone
somebody else.
Right, that's exactly what happened with me too. Because it's like I asked one person, and they're like, "Oh, this person does it," and then they're like, "Oh no, I don't do that. This person does it." So I'm
Yeah,
like,
and he
okay.
only comes in on Tuesday afternoons and
Right.
Monday mornings or
Right.
something.
So I'll see if I can find out who actually does that, and I'll find our rules and regs we had already voted on, so that can be updated. Greater Worcester Funds discussion. So I think we kind of touched on that a little bit.
Because we can only use that money for
That's
Douglas
only
Center.
Douglas Center. Yeah,
And was that our second?
I think it is.
That was our second
Yep.
check. So
I think so.
so there should be 4,800 in there,
Yep.
and that could cover.
Think of a ground cover. I was thinking of a ground cover for the top of the tomb too, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be
Right.
mowed. Like clover or
Ivy.
moss or
Right.
something that nobody has to mow.
Yeah, and we probably want to do something native.
Yeah.
You know what? I had actually gone around with my little app that identifies plants, and I was kind of doing a little catalog of what types of plants were growing in Pine Grove, and I
Yeah.
wanted to also do one in Douglas Center and see what's there, like naturally, because I was thinking maybe there's something already there that we can just kind of encourage to grow. You know what I mean? Like maybe transplant something that's already there and encourage it to grow. I know there's some little tiny, it almost looks like a strawberry leaf, but it's not. I don't know.
Oh, I know what
it's
you
called.
mean. Yeah.
But those kind of fill
It's
out.
like a wild strawberry.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of
plant.
them in Pine Grove, and I think I saw some in Douglas Center, but I'll have to go back and
The
look.
birds love strawberries.
Yeah, right. So I was thinking, like, if we could get something like that and just encourage it to
Grow.
fill in up on the hill there, because I think that would be good.
I think that
way
would be
it's
good.
Something native.
I want something to hold the
that's
dirt
already
there. You're worried about the dirt a little bit.
I mean, I know that was part of the recommendations that they had given was mounding the tomb with more soil and then
Yeah.
planting it. So
We
maybe that's
definitely
another
need
thing we
soil.
could.
It could definitely use some soil that would
Yeah.
stay there.
Right. I wonder, who we could have bring us some soil, if we could buy a small truckload of soil.
Of dirt?
Yeah, right, and just put it on there, and then maybe if we can seed it with whatever kind of native plants might take over there.
The last landscaper I asked about it was Doug Needham. Said the problem is the watering. You have no water
Oh, right.
to water supply, so it would have to be something that didn't require
A lot of water.
a lot of water.
Right. Unless somebody went every day and like watered
Sprinkled
it with
it.
a watering can with, I mean, we have like the water taps down there. I don't know if there's a way to hook up a sprinkler to them. I have no idea. Maybe we could look into
With a
that.
long hose.
With a very long hose, that's right. Well, we did have like
That we could keep in our
several-
shed that we don't
Right.
have.
Yeah, right. That's another thing that would be good to have is a hose with a reel. Because I know when we did the volunteer cleanups,
Yeah.
Ross Weaver from Sutton brought his hoses, and he had like, a
Miles
reel
of
and
Yeah.
miles of hose. So I mean, it would be a good thing to have,
Oh, I clean out my shed. My husband has the hose affinity.
right?
Oh, look, a free hose.
So he may have several feet of hose that we could use. So maybe we could rig something up, or even
Yeah,
if we went down and somebody just watered it every now and again.
yeah.
Be good to look into. I wonder if we could find someone to give us a quote on bringing out some
Dirt.
dirt, like
Who,
loam
who
or-
does the Starrick? Didn't they do the town common?
I think he did. Yeah, I
think he
remember
did.
seeing his signs up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I don't know if he delivers dirt, but he's a good person to
I
ask.
think he does.
Okay. Yeah.
Starrick. I'll ask them too. I don't know
Okay.
if they do or not.
Yeah. So that sounds good. And I'll try to investigate what type of plants we can
Yeah.
do up there. Because if I can find something that's like what we already have there, that would
So I think there's one other cemetery that I've seen doesn't mow it at all. They just leave it.
Oh,
Whatever's
yeah.
up there is up there.
be right. I've seen that too. I guess that is a thing some places do. Yep. There's even one in Rhode Island that they don't fix or repair any of the gravestones. I can't remember if it's the name of that one was Oak Hill or something like that. I know it's one of those trees.
Yeah, I don't think that's that uncommon either.
Yeah. Yep.
Those rules and regs. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. I'll find our minutes that have the rules, and I'll try to find out who can update the website.
Greater Worcester, did we do that?
A little bit, yeah. We were talking about that one and how we could do the dirt.
Yeah.
Because that would be, since it's only Douglas Center, it'd be good to do.
We were gonna have the corner of the stone wall repaired too.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I looked at that the other day.
Yeah, we could get a quote on that as well if anyone has any idea of who you would.
There's a guy that I talked to before COVID to come and look at it.
Oh, yeah.
And then COVID hit and everything shut down.
Right.
He was from Mendon. I'll call him.
All right.
Maybe Lewis.
All right, sounds good. And I don't know, I know we had asked last meeting if we were going to have the volunteer group again. So
Yes.
I reached out to them,
Uh-huh.
but I have not heard back. So I don't know if they're gonna be sending that group. But I'll let you know when I do hear from her,
Okay.
because they've got a new coordinator, so it's not the same person we were working with like last year, but I'm assuming since she's in the same role, she'll be able to tell me if they're
Right.
planning on coming out.
It's a
or not.
church group, right?
Yeah, it was through Blackstone Valley Heritage Corridor, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like a religious group that
It
does
is. It's the Christian
voluntourism.
Reformed
and-
Church, because my daughter did that, but she went
Oh,
to
really?
Canada to do.
Oh, no kidding.
They transfer kids from all over the.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good way to see different parts of the world,
World.
I
Yeah.
guess. Yep. Yeah, so I'll let you know if I hear back, and then at our next meeting, maybe if they say they do want to come out, we can plan a day. And sheds is on our thing, but I don't think any of us have looked for sheds.
Well, I talked to them about to Adam Furno about who would I talk to about putting the shed on that platform, and he
Yeah.
said they were talking about putting a parking lot in there
Yeah.
for
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
the
heard.
soccer field.
Oh,
They're gonna tear
okay.
down the red house and make it
Yeah,
parking for the field.
Oh, all right.
and so I thought about up on that area where the telephone pole goes down. We could put a shed there.
Yeah. Sure.
Clear out the 5 feet of poison ivy, though.
Right. And then we'd probably need just like a pad. You know, we could even use the Worcester Greater funds toward that.
Towards that.
You know.
So
We don't- we don't need a huge
I will
shed,
call
but
them.
just to-
What, like an 8x10?
Yeah.
12?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just enough to store our cleaning
Does,
supplies and maybe hoses and the gravestones that we have.
Does Walmart have sheds?
No.
I don't think so, no.
I wondered if Koopmans had them too. Because I
Yeah,
think at
yeah.
one time they had them.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be more expensive than Home Depot or Lowe's though, I think.
Yeah. I know
I'll
there's
be-
like a few little
I'm gonna be in
places.
Lowe's and Home Depot in the next few days.
Ask 'em.
I'll look, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always
Right.
worth an ask.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and then there's like skip sheds on 146.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know
those.
what their prices are like.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's another one if you're going through Webster
Yes.
on 16.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of that one, but it's like the guy has a bunch of model sheds out. So that's another possibility.
Over by the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I can't remember the name of the,
No.
but it's kind of like you go around a corner and
Yeah.
they're all along the road there. So.
Yeah, that used to be somebody's big yard, and it was a.
Yeah, they always had all
always had
the stuff. Like,
stuff for sale,
yep.
stuff for sale.
Yeah.
So what are we looking for a size? Like an 8x10?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be too big. We're not gonna store lawnmowers and
No.
stuff
Right.
like that.
No.
Just the
It's just for,
headstones
you know,
and the
Cleaning stuff.
Cleaning fluids and
Yep.
Gravestones.
maybe a hose,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
pieces of stone,
good. Right?
which we're gonna have to move, by the way.
Yeah, right. If they're
If they're
gonna,
gonna
if
tear
they're
down
gonna
that
take
house.
down that, so we might want to move the sheds to the forefront if they're gonna be working on taking down that screen house. And,
Yeah, I'll call around. I'll also ask them if they, because what I would really like is a company that would also put a pad down and then
Yeah.
put their shed on top of it.
Right.
Not like, oh, well, you have to put a pad down and then we'll put a shed
Right.
on it.
I think a lot of the places that
Put
do
the
sheds
pads
will
down?
put the pads down too.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can look into that. I'm going to put Milty on it.
Yeah.
That'd be a job.
Okay.
Any other old business?
The sprinkler that one of a town, somebody from the town said it wasn't working.
Yeah.
I contacted the water department, and they did get back to me and said that they were gonna look at it. You know, they didn't even wanna look at it because it would be up to us to pay for it. You know, they
Oh.
couldn't just fix it.
Yeah.
Oh, do we need a plumber for that?
Well, yeah. Yeah, and it could get real expensive. because if it's anything that's underneath,
Oh.
then you have to dig, then you have to worry about if you're gonna dig near a grave.
Right. Gets a little
And,
complicated.
and so,
No, we don't want to dig anybody up.
no, and so he never got back to me after he was going to look at it. He said if it was repairable and it was something simple, you know, like just a new washer or something
Yeah.
in there, he would just do it. But I've gone by there since and it still says do not use.
Oh.
So he left that there. So if he did look at it, so I got to contact them again. But I mean, we still have 5 or 6 other ones, and
Yeah.
if that's going to be, I wouldn't even worry about it. Just leave it as not usable,
Right.
because if it's going to cause any problems to graves or.
Yeah.
And it's
right.
going to cost us a nominal egg.
Are there other taps close
Yeah.
to that one? Is
Yeah.
it like one of the ones in the middle or?
It's on the end of the row, but right up that little side road, there's one right.
Oh,
How many
okay.
do we have down there?
I think there's 7 or 8 total.
Oh,
but
so that's a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
yeah.
I mean,
And
the other
As long as-
cemeteries don't have any.
Right, exactly. Yep,
Nobody plants
that's
anything
very
down there
true,
either,
Yeah.
but-
and in the perfect world, you just have one at both entrances
Right.
Yeah.
covered,
Yeah.
so it doesn't the snow and things won't
The
rot it and
elements,
affect
right.
it. And they'd have to go to that and cart their water to the grave.
Yeah. I think
But
it's okay.
the
as
way
long
ours
as,
is
you
set
know-
up, it's the way it's got to be.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to disturb ground
No.
if we can avoid it, so.
So I will check and see if he found anything. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
my guess is he looked at it and didn't see anything that was fixable from the top. So
Okay.
any other old business?
Nothing comes to mind. I don't know if you guys have anything, but.
Not that I can think of.
All right.
Minutes.
And I believe we should all have, we just have one set of minutes, so we're pretty much caught up.
Good.
Just minutes
Yeah,
from
we
our
did
last
this
meeting. I didn't reread them after I wrote them, so hopefully they are good. Let me know if
They're
there's
always
any
good.
changes.
Did you check on the wood slices from the tree cutting?
I haven't. No, I haven't gone back there. Sorry. I will
Nope, that's
do
okay.
that. I'll put that on my list of things to do.
Slice them up and use them as planters.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have to.
Any thoughts on the minutes?
Nope.
Oh,
They're fine.
we approved the minutes as written.
Okay.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. Turn those in. Brings us to the end. Let's see. Do we have any topics not anticipated? Anything crop up in the last 2 days anyone wants to talk about?
Nope.
All right, and so we'll need a next meeting date.
Ooh, now we're in July.
We
All right. So, just my calendar. And does Monday still work okay for everybody? I know Town Hall said we can't book Fridays because
Yeah, Monday's okay, but we should book it after
after they're open,
after
so like
8:30.
8:30?
8:30 or
Okay.
9.
All right, I thought they opened at 8, so I booked
No,
it at 8.
so did
but- I guess they don't open
Do
till
you have to go to
8:30.
work, Sarah?
I do, yeah.
What time do you have to go to work for?
Well, it's kind of flexible. It's just the later
Oh, okay.
I get there, the later I stay, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's still workable. So do we want to think maybe? Wow, we're already pretty much into July. Do we want to do like third week in July, maybe?
Yeah,
We could do
I'm up for anything.
Monday the 21st, or we could go fourth week and do the 28th. What's good for you guys? 21st?
Sure.
21st.
Okay. And we'll say 8:30 so that they're open.
So we can get in.
That's right.
Otherwise, we can have our meeting out on the lawn.
Right.
Well, it depends on the weather.
Right.
Yes, it does. We could have our meeting in the cemetery. It's public.
Right. So let's see. Let's say 8:30.
I mean, we don't get a lot of visitors to our meetings.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
We probably should invite that Monty, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll let you do that one.
If you want to
Okay.
reach out to him and
I got it, yeah.
see what his availability is. And just send me anything that you guys think of that you want on the agenda.
I will.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Accepted.
All right.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.